inravio.com. TGIF, everybody. It's Friday, and you know what that means. It's time for a brand new, all new, in or out, pun intended, here on inravio.com. Okay, so all week you've been seeing me promote this show because I have the one, the only, Miss Phaedra Parks is going to be calling into the show today, telling us everything that just happened on this past season of Real Housewives of Atlanta, that crazy reunion, and her plans for this summer. So I'm really excited for you guys to be a part of it today. And being a part of the show is really simple. Just hop into that chat box next to me on the screen, or you can tweet me using hashtag pun intended to @onlymattmartin, and I will be checking my tweets during the break, and maybe your questions or comments can be read on the air live. Also, we got huge entertainment news for you today. Okay, so we all know about this whole Beyonce, Solange, Jay Z debacle that TMZ got the exclusive footage for. Well, I have the full story, okay? So today you're gonna get it, and you're gonna get it good. Also, George Clooney's in the news, as well as Oprah. And Mariah Carey, of course. We can't have entertainment news without a diva. So be sure to stay tuned. We got a lot of entertainment news coming up. But I also wanted to let you know there's a lot of other things coming up, especially this summer here at the Paramount in Huntington. Be sure to check out our contest tab after the show and see the great events and concerts and comedy shows and everything that's happening that we're giving away tickets for over at the Paramount in Huntington. For more information on them, guys, you can just go to their website. It's paramountny.com, and you can see all the great shows and events they have going on there. Also, oh my goodness, I totally drew a blank. Our app is up, live and running, so you can listen to our music streams. Hit up your app store. We're available on all your mobile devices and all your app stores. Just search in Radio, and you'll see our free apps up there. We got your top 40 hits, alternative rock and country favorites. So be sure to hit that up as well. Guys, if you want to call into the show, feel free to do so. I love getting your feedback. We've had some really fun callers call in over the past season. The number's right there for you. It's 1-855-446-7284. So feel free to call in whenever you have something you want to comment about, you want to rant about. I love your opinions. I love your feedback. All right, guys. So, like I told you, we have epic entertainment news. I got the gamut of stories, and Phaedra Parks from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So stay tuned. I got a big show. It's going to be a great Friday night here on inravio.com. So stay tuned. You're watching In or Out, pun intended, here on inravio.com.
For over 60 years, Hanson Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hanson Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit hansoncarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hanson Carpet has got you covered. The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there. And we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com.
Transmission of lice occurs from being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Like catching a cold or the flu.
You have guaranteed peace of mind in every bottle of Got Lice because all of our products are completely natural.
And organic.
But strong enough to cover all your lice removal needs while being safe and effective. Our professional technicians are specially trained with our exclusive proven technique to successfully comb out head lice. We come right to your home at your convenience.
Whenever you want us.
We bring everything needed to perform a successful and complete comb out while eliminating your head lice. And we leave you with our exclusive complimentary products to use for the next 10 days following our treatment.
For free.
Our technicians also check all family members who have been exposed to lice. Please visit us on our website today at gotlice.co or feel free to call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 646-257-0121.
Paul Brown and the Killing Devils. Alternative progressive rock like you've never heard before. Over 1 million views on YouTube. New York City Village Voice says Paul is a gifted singer, songwriter, and musician with one of the best progressive rock bands on the planet. LA Underground Music Exchange calls him the only modern American band to cover every genre well. Pick up the albums Black Widow Tears, Red Spider, and The Wizard's Dawn, now on iTunes. And get to facebook.com/Killing Devils to keep up with the latest info.
Hey, this is Gina Cotillo from The Gina Show. Come join us every Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for celebrity interviews, Reality Reel with Billy Charles, funny stories with Brian Kinnear, and much, much more. The Gina Show can be found only on InRavio.com, broadcasting to the world, so come and catch us.
Welcome back to In or Out, pun intended. All right, so here we go. We have to start right off the bat with an A-lister who made the news. George Clooney. I mean, I can't even give him any more of an introduction than that. George Clooney recently engaged, only in Hollywood, with a just announced engagement. Sources say George Clooney's lawyers are already taking precautions to protect his $220 million fortune. which I think is smart. Now, this man has said time and time again for years and years, he's not the marrying kind. So what is she doing? You know what I'm saying? What is she doing to get a ring on it? Because I need to know so I can get a pool boy ring, okay? Because I just need to be a part of that relationship. He is the infamous bachelor that is going to settle down. I wonder what that prenup is going to look like. And I think, okay, we got to go into this. Do you think they're going to have kids? Because she's much younger, okay? She's probably going to want children. But what is George Clooney right now, in his late 50s? Yeah, so, I mean, is he ready to be a brand new dad? I don't know. I would think they would have really cute babies, and he's got to leave the money to somebody. I mean, she's going to get a good chunk of it. I mean, I feel bad. She only has a tiny little necklace. He's going to have to upgrade that, like, for sure. Anyway, so in other baby news, I guess you could say, Kendra Wilkinson, former Playmate and Playboy Bunny girl, just had a girl via C-section at Cedars-Sinai Hospital in LA. But she violated hospital rules. Her camera crews were spotted shooting in public areas. Do you think she should be punished for this? I mean, I don't think she should. I think the production company should have known better. You know, she obviously probably got a private room and had security, you know, and was closed off to the public. And if she wanted that filmed, which obviously the production company is going to want that filmed, you know, that's the only place they should have been able to film. So, I don't know. I don't think Kendra should be held responsible, in my opinion. Let me know what yours is. Hop in the chat box. Let me know. Now, a blast from our past. Home Alone. Hello, Macaulay Culkin is in the entertainment news, okay? This is some Inception business right here, okay? So take a look at Macaulay Culkin, ready? Wearing a shirt of Ryan Gosling, wearing a t-shirt of Macaulay Culkin, okay? So look at this, okay? So he posted this out on social media, okay? Then we were waiting for Ryan Gosling to respond. Oh, and he did. Ready? He wore a shirt of Macaulay Culkin wearing an old picture of Macaulay Culkin. So go back to the other one. So the best part about this whole thing is Macaulay Culkin is wearing a shirt of Ryan Gosling wearing a shirt of Macaulay Culkin. I can't, like, what is with these two? Like, I think they're fans of each other, obviously, but this is completely outrageous to me. I think it's hilarious, though. But, hey, we're seeing Macaulay Culkin. He looks healthy. He doesn't look like a heroin addict. I don't know anything else about him right now because that's all I care to talk about. Anyway, so Kim Ye is in the news again. Kim and Kanye will reportedly marry at Forte de Bella... see me trying to be Italian. Forte de Belvedere in Florence, Italy, reports People magazine, okay? People magazine also claims the couple paid approximately 300,000 euros, which in US dollars is $411,000, to rent the Italian fortress on the weekend of May 24th, which is our Memorial Day weekend. Kanye has spent several days in Florence and has been meeting with Ermanno Cervino, an Italian designer atelier, a source tells People magazine. Kim told Jimmy Kimmel in January that she and Kanye intended to marry in this French city, but she wasn't telling the truth. Shocker. Does anybody really believe anything that comes out of her mouth anymore? I mean, she's reportedly going to get almost $21 million off of this wedding. In endorsements, and it's obviously going to be on TV. I wonder how Kanye's going to feel about that, because we know he's a little camera shy when it comes to keeping up with the Kardashians. Oh, and a real side bit, I just found this out before we went to air. Okay, so they're filming Keeping Up with the Kardashians right now, hence the wedding coming up next weekend. But in Khloe and Lamar news, okay, so apparently Khloe's got a new boyfriend, okay? And they were filming this week Chloe was out at a nightclub in Hollywood, and Lamar was trying to meet with Chloe at this club, and the club denied his entry because Chloe was there. A lot of people are speculating it was set up for the cameras, so it was kind of like a shun to him. I don't know what's going on there. All I know is Lamar has got some serious problems. I hope he's working through them. I know Chloe said she was there for him and was trying to be there for him and help him out, but that whole situation that needs to get fixed, because it's almost like Bruce being a background dancer for Cher, and we're not supposed to question him, you know? Wait a minute, speaking of Cher, I have other news. We at Enravio are going to share. I've been singing Cher show tunes all day in my head to the point where I had to listen to our Enravio country stream just to get the songs out of my head. I'm very excited. So September 22nd, Cher, be sure to charge up your batteries because I'm going to be there. Anyway. Now, on to other craziness. Now, a while ago, I reported about Amanda Bynes and her crazy breakdown, and we all remember this. The wig that just kept living and living and living. But on Thursday, Amanda Bynes has resurfaced with her older sibling, Jillian, on Twitter. She wrote, as she posted this picture, "Me and my beautiful sister at Jilly_Joyce. Look how good she looks. This is Amanda Bynes, people. She's looking happy and healthy. She said, my sister Jillian has an ugly face. Don't worry, Drake." Welcome back, Amanda Bynes. Welcome back. I've missed you. I'm glad you've gotten some rest and some detox and probably some tea, but welcome back. Anyway, so that's kind of a positive. And now we all know what used to be a hot mess that wasn't a hot mess that people still think is a hot mess, known as Lindsay Lohan, was on OWN. Do you like my segues there? So Oprah, of course, is going for the next controversial character. Michael Sam, the out NFL player, will be the subject of the new untitled docuseries to air on OWN, and this news was announced on Wednesday. Look at him and his boyfriend there. That was after the draft pick. He was 249th of 260, I believe, picked for the NFL. But the show will be a close look at the remarkable man at the center of his groundbreaking moment in professional sports. As the former University of Missouri football player enters the competitive world of professional football, cameras will follow Michael as he works to earn his spot on the St. Louis Rams, all while under the intense scrutiny of being the first openly gay player in the NFL. And this was in the press release. Oprah has said, "We are honored that Michael is trusting us with his private journey in this moment that has not only made history but will shape it forever." Now, there's been a lot of controversy over this kiss. There was a Dallas news show, like a morning show. Courtney Care from Most Eligible Dallas, and then most recently, Courtney Loves Dallas, I believe was the show title on Bravo. So she's one of those co-host anchors, and it's set up very similar to The View. And very heavily Republican down there in Dallas. And one of the anchors was furious that ESPN aired this. Now, I have my own opinion. A lot of people have opinions on this. I'm just going to squash it right here. Blank happens. It was on TV. Move on. Whoopi Goldberg was wearing some cool shoes today on The View. Let's talk about that. All right, so move on. Men kiss. It happens. It was on ESPN. Who gives a crap? But now, in regards to Michael Sam's little boyfriend, they had a little celebratory picture at the beach. Can we just talk about this? Woof. Now, Cheryl, if you're watching, there is 2 pieces of man candy right there for you. But look at the height difference. It's like, wow. Like, they're such an adorable couple. I wish them luck. And now with them going to be on OWN, I really hope that, they can get through that whole process, because they are going to be under scrutiny. Every little butt tap that's going to happen during every game, somebody's going to have a comment about it. Someone's going to be uncomfortable. Listen, the game is homoerotic as it is. You guys are wearing spandex and jock straps. So get over yourselves, okay? Moving on. In other gay news, Neil Patrick Harris, in an interview with Howard Stern on Wednesday, he revealed that he declined CBS's multiple offers to replace David Letterman, who is going to be retiring next season, and also declined the offer of Craig Ferguson's job. This is the quote. "I do not have any interest in doing monologue, commercial, sketch, guest musical act. Good night," he tells Stern. "It's still nightly. You're still coming up with the same content, and now you're just getting bitter so that no one's watching it." Basically, he wants to keep things fresh. He doesn't want to do the routine. He doesn't want to do it repetitively. I think if it's weekly, then people will really want to see it. Sidebar, that's why I'm weekly. Next, and you trust that there's a lot of really good blank out there, then you're going to go and get the guests you want to come on and do your thing with. So this would be kind of cool if he had like a weekly special. I guess we could do that. I would probably watch it. What do you guys think? I don't know if I would want to watch him every night as like a David Letterman or something like that. But I wonder who else they have in the minds of CBS to replace him. You know what? If you guys have any suggestions, tweet me using hashtag pun intended. Let me know who you think would be a great late night host. Now, I've had this conversation with a bunch of friends, and one person that stands out in my mind, another SNL alumni, would be Tina Fey. I think she would do a superb job, and we need a lady in late night. We've had this dominated male thing. I know Joan Rivers did it years ago, and it didn't work like they planned on it. But I think Tina Fey hits every demographic, every orientation, every race. She's just an all-around funny chick. And I think she would have a lot of fun and bring a nice personal touch to it. I don't know. I think she would do a great job. That's my opinion. Now, also, to segue into more of NBC, there are upfronts, okay? Which is basically they bring their stars of the network all to New York, and they talk about their upcoming seasons, what's going on the shows and stuff like that. And they generally invite the cast members of these shows or the lead parts. But I got the list of who was invited, and you will be surprised on who was not. First one that ding, ding, dinged on my bell was Chelsea Handler was not invited. And I think this might be because, well, as a side note, Bravo are under NBC Universal. So that's why Chelsea Handler should have been invited as E, because she's a talk show host, the whole works. Anyway, so she wasn't invited, and I think it's because she's openly said lately, pun intended, that she no longer wants to do her talk show. She's over it, she's moving on, regardless. Now, the entire cast of Blood, Sweat, and Heels was invited from Bravo. And now, there was some interesting things I saw. Okay, so the Real Housewives of Atlanta just closed its season. We're going to be talking with Phaedra in a minute. But only Candy and Nene were invited. From the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, only Kyle and Kim Richards and Yolanda Foster were invited. From the Real Housewives of New Jersey, only Dina Manzo and Melissa Gorga. From the Real Housewives of New York, only Ramona Singer and Sonia. And then from OC, new housewife Shannon and veteran Vicky were the only housewives to be invited. The entire cast of Shaw's and Sunset was there. Top Chef was there. From Vanderpump Rules, Lisa Vanderpump wasn't even there. It was just Jax and Sheena, which is interesting. of course, Andy, and the Kardashians, Kim and Khloe were the only ones invited, so it looked like Kourtney got the shaft on that invite. And let's see, Joel McHale was there, Bill Rancic, Joan Rivers, Kelly Osbourne, Juliana Rancic, of course, Ross Matthews, which I mean, I love that he is giving a gay guy a chance at his own talk show, because, you know, they're watching me and deciding whether I'm coming on. But Ross Matthews' show is so bad. It's just really bad. He's just a goofy little queen that hops around, and he's so fat and jubilee. Yeah, I'm not a Ross Matthews fan. Anyway, and somebody we used to be fans of, I'm moving into music now, Danity Kane. Okay, Danity Kane is back, okay? And it's just in time for summer with a hot new track entitled Lemonade that definitely quenches our thirst, pun intended, for the girl's return. Featuring Tyga, the song is definitely bound to be a summer banger. I'm already popping it in my iPod. But the cover art for this song features only 3 girls, having many wondering, where is Andrea? The girls have not responded to these inquiries about the case of the missing group member, but until we get some answers, I'm definitely going to be taking my dosage of Lemonade, because it is a good song and it's nice to see them back. I always loved Danity Kane. I liked their sound. I thought they were a little more urban version and poppier version of Destiny's Child back in the day, throwback. So, yes, Danity Kane's got a new song. Check it out. I really enjoyed it. And now in other music news, the diva made it. Mariah Carey kicked off the Today Show's Toyota concert series today with a performance in the Plaza with some new and old hits. Wait, can we go back to that picture? She's looking a little heavy, a little round in the face, but look at her performing. She looks fabulous. She's working it, but she's looking a little thicker. She's kind of, you know, whatever. It's Mariah Carey. Like, can we please, at least she can sing. So yeah, good for Mariah Carey. She's got a new album out, so she was promoting her new album. So I'm excited. I'm definitely going to pick it up. And now for the story of the week. Everybody has been talking about this Beyonce, Solange, Jay Z story. Okay, so here is a picture of them leaving just after the footage that everybody saw on TMZ. And if you didn't see it, just YouTube it and you missed out. It's 3 minutes and 27 seconds of Solange like drop kicking, punching, going crazy, taking her purse, like beating Jay Z with it. And all Beyonce is doing is standing there, all debutante, like not doing a thing. Now, there's no audio, so it's been driving everyone crazy on what happened. Well, I've got the news for you, okay? So, I have to give a shout out first to my fellow co-host, Wendy Williams, because she nailed right, whatever the saying is. She nailed it. She was right on. So I'm going to get you the updated story, and here it is. Okay? First, the person who leaked the footage from the Standard Hotel has since been fired for breaching the security policies of the hotel and recording the confidential CCTV video. The hotel is planning to give all available information to criminal authorities, paving the way for this potential prosecution. But he reportedly earned $200,000 from TMZ for this footage. Unfortunately, it's probably going to go to legal bills. Okay, but here's the dirt. Okay, so Jay-Z used to have a brand, Rockaware, okay? And one of his interns is now a affluent designer, clothing designer, Rachel Roy. Not to be confused with the chef or cook, Rachel Ray. Rachel Roy, as seen here, was at the party with all of them, okay? And apparently she was a little flirtatious with Jay-Z, and it's alleged that he might have graced her bottom as he was walking by and holding hands with Beyonce at the same time. And Solange caught it and saw it. Now, Solange apparently had words with her. This was the Met Gala after party at the Standard Hotel. Solange apparently had words with Rachel and then just completely lost her blank on Jay-Z in the elevator because apparently she has had enough. Now, there have been rumors that Jay-Z has been floating around with his third member, and nothing's been confirmed, nothing's been denied, but I have a feeling it's about to be like a Tiger Woods situation where all these women are about to start coming forward to collect the dough of Jay-Z's almost billion-dollar empire. Anyway, so as they were leaving, the picture you just saw before, they left. Okay, it was Solange and Beyonce in the car, and Jay-Z had to get a ride by himself. So, and Beyonce, like I said, just stood there. She didn't stop them. The bodyguard was literally holding Solange back the entire time, or attempting to, because she was throwing wild, like, kung fu kicks, and she's hitting him with her clutch. She's going ape on him, okay? So this is very interesting that Beyonce wouldn't try to stop her sister or anything else. Now, if this is true, people are now speculating, do they have an open marriage, and was he, allowed to participate in this, and Solange doesn't know about it? All this speculation, okay? They released a statement saying, quote unquote, not quote, this situation sucked. It shouldn't have gotten public. We've dealt with it as a family, so please move on. We're not going to move on because we want to know what's going on, okay? Because 2 days after this event, Beyonce and Jay-Z were sitting happily front row at a Nets game as if nothing was going on. But can we go back to that shot of them leaving again? You can see she really got him good because his shirt is like all unbuttoned, the very first picture. Yeah, see his shirt right there? It's like coming out. He was all neat and proper. He's just like rubbing his face down. Solange looks pissed as hell. And Beyonce's just being all demure, like, everything's fine, everything's fine. My husband's a little bastard and he's cheating on me, but I'm at the Met Gala in a $50,000 dress, so I'm gonna smile. What do you guys think? This is cray-cray. Like, this is epic news. And let me tell you, Sherry Shepherd must be rolling around so happy that the attention is finally off of her. But I didn't forget. She's getting a divorce, and her new husband is trying to obtain custody of their unborn baby. Is that not sick? I'm sorry, that is very sick, that is demented, that is twisted. I will give you more information as that unfolds. We might need Phaedra Parks to give me some legal advice on how that's going to work. Anyway, speaking of Phaedra Parks, she is next up on the program. So guys, stay tuned. We have a lot more coming up. Phaedra Parks is calling in to dish with me. We're going to play a fun little game. I'm so excited for this. Guys, stay tuned. You're watching In or Out, pun intended, here on InRavio.com. We will be right back.
world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there, and we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com.
Welcome back to In or Out, pun intended, here on InRavio.com. So guys, as promised, Miss Phaedra Parks from the Real Housewives of Atlanta and new author to her newest book, Southern Belle, is on the phone. Phaedra, how are you?
I'm great, Matt. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you're always swamped with all your jobs.
Yep, I've got plenty of jobs.
Plenty of jobs. Now, this past season of Real Housewives of Atlanta was like no other. Would you agree?
Definitely. This was one year that did not mirror many of our other years in the past. It was very different for all of us.
Now, do you think it was the blend of the characters, I guess you could say, getting a little too comfortable with one another at this point?
No, I would just say we've built this franchise, and most of us are friends, and we have, in the past really enjoyed camaraderie and, just fellowshipping with each other and not constant drama. But this year it appeared to be constant drama the whole time. So that was very different because we have never had this much drama in one season.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely agree. And you guys are the highest rated Real Housewives franchise, and I know why I love you guys the most. What would you say is the reason why you believe?
Why do you love us the most?
Because you know what? You're so much fun. There's a lot of laughter. There's a lot of joy. There's sincerity amongst you guys as friends. You can tell it's not just for the cameras. That's why I personally, as a viewer, enjoy you. What's your opinion on it?
Well, I think, I agree with that. Obviously, this year you didn't see so much fun, but I think people enjoy us because they can relate to some of us at certain points, because I think we embody every woman. I mean, for the working mom with lots of jobs and lots on their plate, of course you should in some manner relate to me or Candy. If you're just very consumed with nothing at all, you can relate to some of the other ladies. If you're definitely, moving up the ranks, doing your thing, and you've obviously moved yourself from one totally different career to another, you definitely can relate to Nene. I mean, she definitely empowers any woman who has, set her eyes on the prize, and she's really went after it. So I think we all, can be that person who you used to be, or someone like them at some point in time in your life. And so I think that's what makes us more relatable, because we're regular women. We might have a little more fancier clothes and might live in a different neighborhood than some ladies, but at the end of the day, we definitely are just, your all-American black women,
Right. Now, in my opinion, the Real Housewives franchise, when it started, was basically for us to live vicariously through affluent women who lunch. And then after your franchise debuted, 5 seasons ago, it kind of kicked it up in seven. Oh my! It's been that long.
Yeah.
And
well,
you've
this
been
year will be our 7th season.
And you've been a part of the show now for 5 years, correct?
Yes, sir.
5.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys really kicked it up a notch in regards to the other franchises kind of having to play off what you guys are doing. How is it to be like the frontier show? Do you have pressure?
I don't think so, because I think at the end of the day, we're just being ourselves. And as African American women, you know, I don't know many African American women who have been born into, you know, with a true silver spoon in their mouths. I
Right.
mean, I obviously come from a family who, I'm not a first degree graduate. I'm a third generation graduate of the University of Georgia. So my family's always been well educated. However, we have not always had the opportunities as some other groups. And so I think naturally we have had to, you know, be able to multitask and juggle numerous careers. And I think that's what a lot of women relate to, because I don't think everyone is affluent. I don't think everyone will be affluent, because if that was the truth, you know, I always say, you know, we need people to do every job, you know, out there. And so not everyone's going to be able to lunch and drink wine every day and sip on tea. I mean, people have to work, and I just think that's normal.
And how does the filming schedule work with you? Like, how do you handle that? Because I know the filming schedule is intense. I mean, just doing this show, I got to squeeze time in. So, and I'm only an hour a week. So, you guys are filming like 10, 12-hour days at times, I know, because I've filmed, but how are you handling everything? Is this why you guys, okay, let's be for real here with Miss Phaedra Parks. Why are you guys always late?
Well, I think, and be clear, darling, not everyone is always late.
That is true.
They have the best being on time.
That is true. That's why I don't understand. You're juggling multiple careers.
Yeah.
You're working on your mortuary adventures in your funeral home. You're a very well-established lawyer.
I've been in school for 2 years, and people, you know, I guess people didn't really realize that. I think when I first started with the mortuary thing, people thought I was just joking, but I literally have been in school full-time for 2 years straight.
Right.
And so that meant getting up, going to Alabama, taking no less than 5 tests per week. And so it was not easy.
And you have two toddlers
and I have
at home.
kids. And, and I was also pregnant the whole last season. You know, so, you know, when people are saying to me, like, why are you late? I'm like, would you like to come walk in my shoes one day, breastfeed, take 5 tests, you know, read 5 chapters over 150 pages, then go to work all day, and then go and embalm a body?
Right.
I think I have plenty on my plate.
Right.
So I think, you know.
But how are you juggling
hands
doing
down,
all
I'm
of
the
it?
busiest of all the ladies, you know.
Agreed.
Just hands down.
Now, how are you juggling that? Are you getting, sometimes you're a little stressed out? What do you do to, like, just have Phaedra time?
Well, I mean, I'm enjoying this moment because, you know, these types of opportunities are not always going to be available.
Right.
And I'm not always going to be the smartest girl. I'm not always going to be up for, you know, the task of, you know, going to school full-time, driving 2.5 hours away from home every day to go to school. So thank God I've graduated now. But, you know, being an entertainment attorney, I've worked with the best, from Whitney Houston, Bobby Brown, to numerous other people that a lot of people know.
Right.
But I have watched, you know, their lives, and from being in that space with them for so many years, I saw how they managed opportunities. And I've seen opportunities come and I've seen opportunities go. And so I always tell people you have to seize the moment.
Right.
Because the door is not always going to be wide open. And so while you have the energy, the mental acumen, you have to do whatever it takes, because you can sleep when you're dead, and I'll be burying you.
Right. Carpe diem, you know, it's the same.
Exactly.
Now, you had an interesting reunion, to say the least. Now, I have to, there's this one still I got, and to be honest with you, I know it's a long, grueling day for you ladies. There was a lot going on with the whole Portia thing, and then, you know, that craziness that instilled. But I have to admit, the couch in which you sat with Candy and Nene, the three of you, there were times you looked so bored.
Did I?
I have a picture up right now where Greg is behind Nene and Apollo's sitting behind you, and you're just leaning up on the couch like, is this for real?
Well, you know what, and it's probably something someone was saying. Because a lot of times they use facial expressions to get the point across about what someone's saying, and sometimes, you know, you don't have to say anything. It's just that look.
Right.
You know, and it definitely was not boring. I'll say that. You know, and a lot of people don't realize that when we do those reunions, we're taping straight 19 hours. We're locked into a building.
Right.
So for 19 hours, we're sitting there working. You know, we take a short break for lunch, short break, you know, to go to the restroom. But besides that, we are a captive cast, and we're sitting there and hashing through, you know, all of the details of the past season. And because our seasons are very long,
Yeah, you're one of the longest seasons.
That
yeah.
has to be addressed and talked about.
Now, was there anything in this past reunion that was talked about that didn't make it to air that, you know, you wish the public would have seen, that, you know, hit the cutting room floor?
You know what, and I have to be honest, I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't watch the last 2 episodes of the reunion. You know, I mean, it's sometimes, to be very honest, it's hard for me to watch the show because I do know that things will be edited out and things will be put in. And so sometimes I choose not to watch it. It's depending on what space I'm in. And if I've got something that I need to be very focused on, sometimes, you know, I will record it and watch it later. And so, you know, that whole "can you read" it totally missed me because, you know, I was obviously there when I said these things, but I didn't even think it was that spectacular.
So your Twitter feed just goes, your Twitter feed's going crazy, and you're just like, oh, I guess that's happening.
I was driving back from North Carolina from a church service that I had attended, and everyone's calling me like, you said that, you did that, read of the century, and I was like, what are you talking about? The part she slept with the married man? I just didn't know. It was because it was so many things that obviously
transpired that day, yeah.
And so when I, you know, but when I looked, you know, because of course they sent me the clip a million times, I was like, well, wow, I did say something. But in my mind, I never thought that it was that big of a deal, to be very honest, because
when you're doing your sidebar interviews, that's kind of when we get to see you almost at your most brilliant at times with your one-liners. Do you ever, like, subconsciously think, all right, this is my moment to get my point across, or are you just slapstick and just like, I'm just going to answer your question and this is how it is?
Well, see, in those interviews you're talking about, you don't have any time to really think about it because they are doing it right. You don't get the questions.
Right.
So it is very bam, 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 bam. So, you know, you have to be a quick thinker. You have to be quick on your feet. So I'm not overthinking it because I've, you know, from being on the show for 5 years, I know no matter what I say, someone's not going to like it. Someone might love it. So I don't try to obviously produce myself or edit myself because I just know you can never please anyone, and it's always someone that has an issue with everything. So I try to be true to myself. I try to just sort of just do me and let the, you know, chips fall where they may, because people who really know me and people who love me, they will still love me.
Right.
So no matter what happens on this show, you know, my being is not based on, you know, what is portrayed on the show. You know, I have true friends and not, you know, and I've had my friends since I was a little girl. You know, like some of the people on our show there, they have these ever-evolving relationships with new people every year because they really don't have friends. Right. And they are just not really nice. But for myself, I keep the same friends, and, you know, and it is what it is. You know, I consider myself a pretty cool girl.
Now, how do you stay so poised, especially when, like during the reunion, there was kind of some attacky type questions, and aren't there times you just want to go, really, Andy? Like, really? So how do you stay so poised and, you know, so Dubois during, you know, these tough firing questions that you have to answer?
Well, didn't you know I was a Southern belle?
Honey, this is my segue, girl.
Yes. You know, really, and that's just the way I was raised. I mean, obviously both of my parents are pastors, but outside of that, I am a debutante twice. You know, so I was raised old-style Southern, where even though you might know a lot, you might say little. Right. And it's not what you say, it's what you didn't say that really makes the difference. And so not everyone was sort of brought up like that. And really, that's really why I wrote my book, Secrets of the Southern Belle, because, ooh, honey,
There
We
it
have
is.
bad
We're
behavior
actually
sometimes.
we're full screening the picture of the cover of the book for you right now. This is. Read a clip on the Google preview, and this, I can hear you reading this to me as I read it. It is so you, and
Well, I wrote it, and a lot of
what was the
celebrities
inspiration
or,
behind it?
personalities don't write their own books, but
Right.
I wrote my own book because obviously I wanted it to be in my own voice.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to share my true thoughts and my true, vantage point of how I was raised and what allowed me to get in the places that, thank God I have made it to. And, I wanted to be very honest with people because sometimes I think as women, we don't share those secrets and we're trying to, keep it all to ourselves. But, honey, it's enough for everyone.
Mm-hmm. There's a piece of pie for everybody.
That's right. When they made my 100, they did not shut down the mint. They kept making millions, millions, and billions and trillions.
They're like, Miss Phaedra Parks is opening up a new business. We got to start printing more money.
Amen.
Now, we can get your book and find out everything about you on PhaedraParks.com.
That's correct. But my book is in stores. So
It's in stores
you
as
can get
well.
my book at Barnes & Nobles, Target, Walmart, all of your local retailers, Amazon. It's
And Fine Body is everywhere as well, correct?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
And now, your Junkie Booty was of mass proportion of a story, for lack of better terminology, of a storyline last season. And then, of course, we have Miss USA. I don't even speak her name because I don't really care for her myself. But this season, we kind of moved past that whole thing, and she kind of went on the attack of Nene. Now, you and Nene are friends, correct?
Well, I've known Nene
Since you guys were kids.
Known has a very vast definition.
Yes,
when it comes
definition,
to knowing
yes.
Nene, but long story short, we're from the same town.
Right.
I mean, we didn't go to school together because she's older than me. She went to school with my older brother. But when you're from a town with, no highway and 2 high schools, everybody knows everybody.
Yes, exactly.
And so I've been knowing Nene and seeing Nene flourish since I was a little girl. I mean, Nene was always that funny girl in school, and she wore great clothes.
Right.
Hands down, she wore the best clothes in school, and she was funny. She's always been very comedic, even back then. And, I would have never thought she would become a major television star, but, I mean, I'm so proud of her. And, I know that I can call Nene and she'll pick up. Nene knows, without a shadow of a doubt, she can always call me and I will pick up. And, I'm glad that we're on a good path. I mean, because Nene she's funny. But, Nene
She's tough.
A good old come for you, honey. Oh, she can come like a rattlesnake. But, when she's being funny, she is hilarious. And,
Right.
I can't take that away from her. So I'm just proud of her. And sometimes people will ask me, why do you support Nene and she never supports you? And, my thing is I do it because when a door opens for Nene, that also allows everyone else to walk through that door.
Mm-hmm.
And as people, we should always be, supportive and attempting to open up the door for the next person. And I mean, that's just paying it forward. I mean, and that's how people should be. Not that everyone's like that, but, so I support Nene. I tweet about anything she's in. I tweet about anything any of the girls are in. When Kenya gets on Celebrity Apprentice, even though she's going to get fired, I'll about that as well. So, I don't mind, giving people their props, and recognizing people for what they're doing because we're all women and we're all trying to, break through that glass ceiling. And so, that's the reality of the situation for me.
And now, I wanted, because we're almost at the end of this time, but I want you to talk about your gorgeous kids, Mr. President, Aiden,
Mm-hmm.
and now the Prince of the United States, Dylan. How are the kids?
Oh, they are great. My sweet President Dylan has started taking his first steps.
Awesome.
And so, Aiden, of course, is, Aiden.
What a trip. That is
He is
such a cute kid. He is.
He could have his own show sometimes. Because he says the darndest things, I'll say that. But both of them are great boys. I mean, they're attached to me, and I just love them to death. And I couldn't ever imagine my life without them. For all of the degrees, I have 5 college degrees, but the most important thing in my life are my boys. That's the best thing I could have ever done. And so, writing this book, everything I do it so that I leave a legacy for them. The funeral home, the crematorium, all of that is so that they can be proud of their mom, and one day that they can inherit the fortune if they do nothing bad, because it will be in the will.
Amen. All right, so I want to play a quick game with you. I've been doing this with all my guests now. I've been trying this out, and so far it's been pretty funny. So basically, I'm just going to say a word, and I want you to just tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. Okay? All right, first word, peanut butter.
Yummy.
Leather.
Sexy.
Fierce.
Me.
Grits.
Did you say grits or?
Grits, yep.
Ooh. Oh, gosh, you say grits. I'm like, grits. Delicious. I make the best grits in the world, honey. Oh, you got to come have breakfast, honey. Oh,
I am on my way. Last one is Southern Belle.
Phaedra.
Yes. Awesome. So, Phaedra, if you're asked to do another season, would you do another season?
More than likely. I mean, I think documenting my journey, which is obviously my life, I think it shows women that they can do a lot of things that they might not think that they can do. And, I don't mind opening up my life to the world. I mean, it comes with a lot of scrutiny, but at the end of the day, I think hopefully it encourages somebody.
That was the best answer I've ever heard from a housewife. That was brilliant. That was brilliant. Phaedra, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule. I really, truly appreciate it.
And do you have a copy of my book? Are we going to do a book signing together when I come to New York?
You bet. You just tweet me the day and the time, and I shall be there.
Okay, all right. I'm looking forward to it.
So thank you again so much for being on the program today. Guys, for more information and to connect with Phaedra, just head to her website, phaedraparks.com. You can find out where to buy her book, find body DVDs, and her tasers are on there too. So if you guys want anything to do with Phaedra Parks, please go on over to phaedraparks.com and give her a shout out over there. Follow her on Facebook, Twitter, and show the love. Phaedra, thank you again so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Matt. I am so honored to even have this opportunity to talk to you, because you have always been a great friend to me, and I just appreciate you always being sincere. And I love it that you love me, because I love you more.
Thank you. You know what? Good people always stick with good people. Bad people come and go, and we have known each other now for quite some time, and have built our lives simultaneously, from one place to another. So it was a great pleasure to have you on today.
The pleasure was all mine, and you just enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, honey. You too. Guys, we'll be back with more In or Out, pun intended, here on InRavio.com. I left my notes. Hello. Epic. I love me some Phaedra Parks. Be sure to pick up her book, Southern Belle. Okay, so you just heard the soundtrack to, pun intended, Outhole of the Week. And it goes to Raheel Pervez, okay? And now he was arrested this week in the Bronx. He's 41 years old, originally from Dix Hills, New York, ready for this, for paying off HIV-positive people to not fill their prescriptions so that he could receive the Medicaid money for those prescriptions. And it is accumulated to almost $16 million he has stolen from Medicaid. Now, this scam is going to go into the record books like the Bernie Madoff scheme. I hope this guy rots in prison, because this is not the first time he has had issues with the police, because he just recently pled guilty to charges of falsifying documents for pharmacies, which he could be potentially serving 1 to 3 years in prison for. So, Raheel, Assalamu alaikum. I hope they turn the key, they lock you into a padded room, and all you can do is think about every life you put into danger, because you literally took hundreds of people and literally gave them no chance at survival at life. So if possible, I think you should get the death penalty, because he sentenced them to death by taking away their vital medications. So Raheel, peace out, Cub Scout. And that closes our show today. Guys, tune in next week. Find out who the guest is. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at OnlyMattMartin. Be sure to like In Ravio TV on Facebook to find out what's happening here with the other shows, what's going on with the station. Be sure to hit the contest tab. Guys, love you. Thank you for watching. Enjoy your weekend. That's it for today's episode of In or Out, pun intended, here on InRavio.com. I'll see you next week. Have a great weekend.